So before I begin, a bit of backstory. I was 13 at the time this happened, and I'm female with short blonde pixie cut, irrelevant now but it'll come into my story later. I'm fairly tall, but gangly and thin, so I look very frail. However, that is not the case. It all began after a long day at school. I had to stay back to finish some coursework, so it was around 4 p.m, still very bright. The one defining feature about my school is the huge woodland that stretched just beyond the fence around the east side of the grounds. These woods are huge and are pretty thick, but full of walking and biking trails. I had brought along my camera that day, and after I got out, decided to take a quick walk into the section of woods that was relatively close to the school. It was pretty quiet, not an alarming quiet, but the natural kind. I was walking along snapping pictures of trees and animals when I became aware of rustling leaves and snapping branches behind me. I spin around quickly and see a middle-aged, slightly unkempt man walking down the path behind me with a small dog on a leash. He proceeds to stop and try to make small talk with me, asking what I was doing and how I was, but being the unsociable child I was, displayed my disinterest in his conversation. What made me feel even more uncomfortable was how the man kept touching my arm or shoulder, lightly, but still very obvious. The man lingered while I snapped pictures of the scenery, and eventually stormed off with the little yapping dog in tow. I was kind of uncomfortable, but no creep alarms were going off in my head yet. I kept walking around, slowly getting bored of the trees and wildlife, and decided to head back. To fill up what little space I had on my memory card, I decided to just close my eyes and snap pictures of myself while spinning around, knowing I would simply delete them later. I did just that, then packed my camera in its case and headed back towards a trail that led to the school grounds. I kept hearing strange sounds, like leaves rustling or being stood on, but I just pinned it on the local squirrels, adorable little things that just run around all day. I quickly found the trail and started to walk back the way I came. Without warning, that little dog from earlier came bounding up to me, yapping and jumping, its lead tangled in many twigs and sticks. The same man quickly walked over while I petted the dog, smiling wide with yellowing teeth. Again I felt uneasy, but not creeped out yet. He thanked me and squeezed my arm a little too hard than necessary, before picking up the dog's lead. He commented on how I looked like a strapping young lad, to which I meekly replied that I was a girl. His face showed pure shock, and he smiled and walked away without another word. Officially creeped, I legged it out of those woods. When I got home, I decided to download my picture to my laptop to see what shots I got. Everything was normal, except for a certain few shots toward the end of the pictures. Blurry and unfocused, in the background behind me I could make out the shape of what appeared to be a man, that man, hiding behind a tree trunk, peering out at me. I deleted them from the camera and the laptop straight away. Why had he been following me? Why was he hiding? And more importantly, why did he leave so abruptly when I told him my gender? I never told anyone what happened, and to this day still don't know what that creep wanted to do to me, but I can say this for sure. Creep from the park with the cute dog. Let's not meet ever again.